Right to a channel of light fluid. Welcome back to Infinite Space. A fun fact for you. This episode is the 500th video I've put up on YouTube. Most of which are the ends. There are a couple of early stories. Of course, I've been through Tales Noir and Night in the Woods, but mostly the ends. And that's kind of it for marking the 500th edition of my channel. That's nothing else is going to happen. We are going to read this story like normal. And if you remember, last time, Calbex had just told Corwan they need to have a chat. And for those of you who were concerned of what was going to happen and upset about that cliffhanger, here we go. Let's find out what happened. My mind goes totally blank in panic. He knows? He knows! Oh, fuck. What am I going to do? Am I going to be discharged? Sent back to Foro in shame? What about Brood? Oh, shit, this can't be happening. Hey! Corn, stay with me. Relax. Just breathe, okay? His paws reach over to cover my hands, and he slowly strokes the backs of them with his thumb pads. I hadn't even noticed I'd been wringing them in front of me. I look up from my hands to his face. He isn't mad, just concerned. His ears are perked towards me, likely focused on my pounding heart and imminent meltdown. You're not in trouble. I just need to know what happened. The stuff you left out of your report. Take it easy. It's all right. I'm right here. He's trusting me, letting me explain. I need to return his faith, even though I promised not to say anything about it. I have to believe that he'll understand. It happened after we took down the butcher. I stutter and stumble over my words, but soon they come out like a torrent. The dam bursts and all the pent-up secrets spill out. Calbex is quiet and patient. He doesn't interrupt as I explain as best as I can. How Brood was suffering so much from the pain, and everything we did was keeping him with us. The kiss, the partial success, how it wasn't enough. And then I told him to fuck me. It sounds bad, but in that moment, it's all I could think of. I wince at my own words. I'm not doing a very good job justifying my choice, or not making it sound like a victory shag after battle. After my word vomit finally ends, the story finishing just as we rejoin the dropship, I take in a shaky breath. It's a relief in a way, to have it all in the open, and no longer purposefully keep secrets from Calbex. A looming sense of dread creeps into my stomach. I'm not sure what Calbex will say, but surely it can't be good. He'll have to report it, won't he? I stare at the table while I await judgment. You did the right thing, Corwan. My head snaps up as I gape at him. He holds both his paws up to signal he isn't done. Don't get me wrong. It was stupid, dangerous, and compromising. You and your pack were put in an indefensible position because of you. And if more plague had landed, you'd have likely have been wiped out. So I'm not saying it was the smart thing to do, but... He points at me as his mouth moves wordlessly for a moment as he tries to find what to say. You used, yes, a completely unconventional method and manner to help your fellow packmate. You saved his life most likely, or at least you tried to delay things until his night. Fen was out of his situation. I wouldn't have thought of it. I don't think anyone has. But you did it. It worked. He's alive. On the other paw. He takes my hands again and holds them, squeezing them tightly for emphasis. Do not ever do that again. It was the right thing to do in this instance, but you can't use that tactic again. It's far too risky, and... He cuts himself off and then looks away, blushing. He takes a sip from his glass for clearing his throat and continuing. It was also... That is... It was very distracting when I felt it. His awkward mumblings give way to silence. In the pause for a heartbeat doesn't click until... Oh, shit. Oh, shit. He'd felt it. Or rather, how I felt when Brute was... Fucking shit. Oh, my stars above. I cover my face in sheer embarrassment. I don't know what could possibly be worse. The fact that what we'd done had come to light, or the fact that Calbex had been proxy fucked by it all. I moved to sit on the floor, unable to meet Calbex's gaze when I opened my eyes. It's alright, Corwan. Really. It happened and we move on. Fen mentioned he... Oh no! Commander Fen felt it too. What Brute was... Oh, sir, please kill me now, before he gets to me. Fen knew? Fen knew? He's hated me from the get-go, and I was aware of what we did. What I made Brute do. I can't. This isn't... Go on! Calbex's yell feels far away. His chair scrapes against the floor. I'm spiralling, hyperventilating as the full force of everything hits me. I screwed up, and considered the feedback of the Aegis. What Calbex and Fen felt from it. What danger I put them, in. Shit, they could have crashed. Put so many at risk. They could all have died. I've killed them. I'm surrounded by warmth. Arms wrap around my back and cradle me. Corwan, just breathe, okay? Take it slow. It's okay. You're okay. I'm sitting in his lap on the floor. He's just holding me so carefully, like I might shatter if he squeezes too hard. I just might. It takes a few laboured, strained breaths before I start to calm. His chest rises and falls against me. It becomes easy to focus on, to match his breathing. It's okay. Is it? I've fucked up the entire pack's lives. They could all be discharged. It's okay. But I messed up. I could have gotten you killed, or Fen killed, or all of you. I could. It's okay. You did your best. You made a choice. You saved lives. I choked down a sob. It's supposed to be the other way around. I'm supposed to take care of Calbex, comfort him. Yet here he is, making sure I'm holding on. I'm sorry. Don't be. He gives me the lightest squeeze before pulling back and wiping a tear from my face. You're not going to be punished. None of the pack is. You're not even in trouble. Fen was more agreeable when we spoke that this incident be kept as... How did he put it? A teachable moment and a learning opportunity. So there's that. I'm not exactly sure about that. I don't feel the commander has an agreeable bone in his body. Calbex is speaking quite certainly of it, so I have to accept it. I nod weakly. Okay. And... you and me, this whole thing. What I did and made you feel. How do I fix that? How can I ever fix that? He doesn't reply at first. He cups my cheek and strokes it the tiniest amount. It takes a lot to not lean into the touch. I said it was all right, and I meant it. Yes, it was, in the moment, a very different sensation to feel. We all made it through. And after all, it's not like those kinds of feelings are bad at all. Just time and place. He awkwardly looks away and fidgets, which makes me realise that I'm still in his lap. Oh, sorry, let me just... I attempt to untangle myself and stand up. My position is awkward and I end up nearly face-planted into the floor. Calbex catches me by my left arm. He slowly picks both of us up, then gently puts me on my feet. He keeps his face on my eye level. He's super close, and it's hard not to see how handsome he is. The blue of his eyes seems to twinkle in the kitchen lights. Are you feeling okay now? My cheeks redden, but I nod. He lets me go. All right. So, time for bed? Excuse me? I squeak out. It's late, even with nothing planned for tomorrow. We both still have drills and exercises to complete for the day. Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry. Yeah, I'll head up first. Hornstringer, get your mind out of the gutter. You just reconciled and you think that is what he meant? Leave now before you say anything worse. I turn and start to leave the kitchen. I stop to linger in the doorway. Thank you, Calbex, for believing me and for, well, everything. I turn my head to the left to glance at my knight. His back is to me as he clears the table, but his tail wags like a happy pendulum as he replies. No worries, Corwan. I should trust my squire, shouldn't I? It's not a question, and I don't reply. I head upstairs slowly. My mind is still reeling. I'm comforted too. As I throw myself onto my bed, I consider getting undressed. That seems like too much effort right now. I stare at the ceiling for minutes. That was a lot. And so embarrassing. And dangerous, even if Calbex and Fen, though I have no idea why, are okay with what happened. It still could have been catastrophic. We can't let that happen again. I can't let that happen. Even as that thought enters my mind, Root's face swims into view, in pain, eyes rolling into his head, screaming and dying. Fuck. Calbex was right. I probably would have done everything exactly the same if I did it over. To save him. There should have been something else I could have done. An alternative. I lift my head and look at my wardrobe. I swing my legs off the bed and then force myself to sit up. I stand, move over, then open the wardrobe. My armour looks back at me. I consider it for a beat before pulling the breastplate out and then taking it to my desk. As I flick on the lamp, the light catches the aegis. It refracts some scattered colours for I sit and pull it closer to examine. This was the issue. Or maybe the solution too. I hastily make some notes, lest I forget come morning. What I plan to do, or at least want to, will take longer and a well-rested brain. I leave the plate and the notes on the desk to remind me. I won't let that happen again, but I also won't stop trying to save anyone either. I just need time. Maybe some help. Getting back into bed, this time after actually undressing, I pull my stick out and fire up a message. Hey Ma, today's been a lot. Went out for drinks, which is fun. How are things there? You've been practicing your footwork. Always avoid those lessons. Don't lag behind. When you get a chance, can I pick your brain on something? I have an idea I want to try. With that, I place my stick on the nightstand. I finally close my eyes and let the darkness take me. Come on, it's not that bad. Zaria flashes me a not a care in the world trademark grin as we jog down the path. Zaria! My knight and the commander not only knew what we were doing, but felt stuff too. It is bad. When I'd risen, just before noon, Calbex was already out, which in some ways was preferred. I'm still not sure I can look him in the eye just yet. Fortunately, whether by circumstance or some cosmic blessing, Zaria messaged. She and Cyrox had gone on the run to burn off the fumes, as he liked to put it, invited me along. Cyrox said he wanted to work up a sweat first. He took off at an alarming pace around the complex. He's lapped us already. Zaria stayed at my pace and listened, as I told her about last night. Yeah, Knight Ulrika said he was okay, and even Commander Orion isn't going to do anything about it. To be honest, I'm kind of glad. I much prefer that we don't have to keep this hidden. Not that I wanted to shout about it in the mess hall or anything. She bumps into my left side, but lightly so as not to impact our strides. I'm grateful she doesn't send me careening off the path. I'm not used to secrecy. My clients expected all shortcomings and errors are owned up to. The twisted feel I've had in my stomach the last few weeks has been more intense than a barrel of eels. I hadn't realised that Ria had been so worked up about this. Another person my decision has caused issues for. Oh, I'm sorry, Zaria. I had no idea this was upsetting you. We shouldn't have made you keep this secret if you weren't okay with... She karate chops my head before I finish, which makes me almost bite my tongue. She really never pulls her punches. I agreed to it. If you'd done something bad, I'd have reported you. The way I saw it, you did a great job. I mean, I keep him brute alive, not your performance. Not that I was watching. She flusteredly shakes her head as if to banish the words and thoughts from the air. I playfully bump into her side. I don't mind either way, Zaria. I definitely appreciate your support. All of your support. She grins at me and then we continue to jog in comfortable silence as we finish our lap. The exercise and company makes me feel much more calm about everything. The piece is broken as an incredibly large and excited Drake thunders up behind us. Hey, there you are! He bounds up alongside us to effortlessly match our pace. Normally I'm surprised at the Morphal's athletic prowess, but he's keeping up while carrying a large black case, casually slung over his shoulder. He catches me looking and winks. Well spotted, Squire Stringer. I was thinking today would be the perfect time to practice our marksmanship, so I grabbed a cache on my last lap. Damn, he's fast. And strong too to be able to do all that and not even look a little exerted. I perk up at the sound of getting more shooting practice in, but Zaria practically deflates instead. Cyrox, please, can't we just spar or do defensive drills instead? I much prefer getting more practice with combat in the plague in close quarters. There's just the tiniest hints of whine to her tone, as she looks pleadingly at the larger knight. No, Squire Malrexus. There's always time to do that. With the weather being just right, we can head to an outdoor forest range. Trying to aim for targets under dappled light poses an interesting and worthwhile challenge. He grins at us both even as Zaria shrinks further away. I just don't feel it's the right time yet. I'm still waiting on some fine motor tweaks from Captain J's, and I think we should wait till that's done before doing anything more intense. Zaria Malrexus. She avoids Cyrox's gaze as he places his left claw on his hip and looks down at her. The first time I feel the full intimidating presence of the humongous man as he frowns at his squire. You cannot flee from things you're not good at in favour of those you are. I get your trepidation and want for the conditions to be just right, but life doesn't afford that, and nor do the plague. We'll always endeavour to be in our best conditions when we fly out, but understanding that is a luxury is important. Learning to fight even when everything is going wrong is a valuable lesson for anyone. He slows and stops. We stop beside him as he places the case on the ground, then kneels down next to Zaria. Although he still looms over her, it's easier for her to meet his eyes when she looks up at him. If they are not original, or flesh and bone, your arms are your arms. You're the one who maintains them, commands them, trains them, just like every other muscle you work. I turn myself to the side so I'm not directly included in the conversation. Even still, I can hear Zaria's tail slapping the path behind her. But it's so frustrating. I feel so bad at something. Even before the accident, most of my exercises were melee focused. Still, I was able to hit targets when we did take up range practice. And if it was as bad as I am now, I'm supposed to be getting better, not worse. It has to be these... Something shuffles, then claws tap against metal. Swiveling my head on instinct towards the sound, see the Cyrox has closed the gap between him and his squire. He's grabbed Zaria's arms and is holding them still. He would look intimidating if it wasn't for the concern on his face. It might be. But if you get injured in battle, if your leg gets hurt, would you stop running? Stop struggling for every step? You can't give up for a single moment. He lets go of her arms, then places his hands in a pause, palms up. I should turn away again, but I'm transfixed now. Do you think these look good for handling firearms? I was the worst of the bunch when I started. You had to get custom-made ones to accommodate my size, and they ended up breaking. Zaria's looking at the size of Cyrox's hands, dwarfing hers entirely. She finally raises her face to look back at his. I trained and trained and trained, just like everyone else. It takes a different approach to control your strength than to let it run wild. That is what you need to learn, and that is what I will show you. My squire, you'll get better as I did. Trust me. Okay, she replies in a small voice. I do manage to turn away now and give her a moment to fully compose herself. The gargantuan palm I was just admiring clamps onto my left shoulder with surprising gentleness as Cyrox moves to stand next to me, looking out of the KAU complex for a brief moment. Right, let's get to it. Ready? He's directing the question at me. I feel like his more voice for Zario joins us at his left side. Yes, sir. The session actually goes rather well. With just the two of us, Cyrox got us practicing covering each other more than landing accurate hits. The hidden run style of moving around the course gave a full body workout. I see now that he had this style of training in mind to engage the rear more than myself. I'm making it physically exerting and making position and movement just as important, then to encouraging him more. Furthermore, the arsenal he brought for us to try had a wider range of weaponry than what KAU usually offers. He even had some of the larger bespoke versions he takes into battle, which the rear actually took to better. She ended up favouring a pair of cylindrical, almost glove-like weapons, which fitted over her arms with their trigger being on a bar connecting the sides. It offered the ability to change between shot or slug projectiles on the fly. Although the kickback from the heavy slug ran through on her ass a few times, she warmed to it and started enjoying the session. I tried a few under Cyrox's watch, while Senior brought a Nighthawk as well. Remembering Calbex's advice, I pointed it out to Cyrox. He winked before showing me the ins and outs of my particular choice. Calbex was right about it being harder to handle. The light shots fired in a way very similar to the Wolfpack, though the difference in dimensions and weight distribution took me time to get used to. The Nighthawk differed with its switch to fire heavy shots. The muzzle extended slightly, which meant having to get used to that. Furthermore, the heavy module could be adjusted mid-combat. Usually with any firearm, the percentages of light and heavy are preset. Each are carefully configured the exact specifications the weapon module and chassis can handle. The Nighthawk, when in heavy mode, lets you choose how much each shot is imbued with, depending on intent or target. In theory it makes a lot of sense. Thinking back to our fight with the Butcher, being able to blast the more armoured parts off could have brought it down faster. In practice, it is hard to get used to. The kickback of the most powerful shots are far more intense. Each one has a slight variation that throws me off. Cyrox takes the time to sit behind me and brace my back, giving me the chance to try as many shots as I like. Finally decide to stop, relent into my shoulders and arms complaining from the strain. Yeah, quite the unruly mistress, ain't she, Squire Stringer? Good job staying in the saddle the whole ride. His humongous hands test and roam across my muscles with expert touches, guiding me through stretches like the gym nut he is. My face heats at the touch, especially because of how gentle and firm he is. I try to keep my mind on the Nighthawk, memorising all the nuances of it I can. Yeah, it's certainly different from anything else, but I think I can get used to it. Nightoriga recommended giving the Nighthawk a try. Cyrox catches my eyes as our head slides into view from my left. Little puffs of excited plasma billow out so close I can practically taste the ozone in the back of my throat. Oh? I turn my head to watch as he practically skips to my front, while grabbing my shoulders with gusto. A terrifying sight given his size, if he didn't have such an affable air to him. And my precious golden hatchling, did our intrepid knight tell you the Nighthawk was his favourite? He's grinning widely, so widely. His tail thumps rhythmically as it slaps the dirt. No, sir, I didn't know. The man for the man finally releases me and stands up fully, still beaming. Oh yes, he was a fine marksman. Absolutely a sight to behold on the plains, knocking plague down left and right for they knew what hit him. He stares off wistfully, and I look at the weapon in my hands. So Calbex used this model? He hadn't reacted differently at all when he suggested it. Or at least I didn't notice. Here's a good egg. My eyes snap back to Cyrox as he gently places one paw on my shoulder, the other on the Nighthawk, almost caressing it. You are too, Squire Stringer. You're both a nice pair. Trust me, I know. Keep at it, and soon enough Nightoriga will be hosting cookouts again with those tasty drinks he knows I like. I beam up at him. Calbex really has a lot of people rooting for him. You have to think about whether he'd appreciate knowing or not. Regardless, I'm even more convinced he truly is the best knight around, despite the impressive monster of a man before me. Sir, I think I got it. These are much more my speed. If anything, it has got me more hungry for a proper workout. Can we please do some sparring? She bounces back and forth in such an endearing way. I don't know how Cyros could possibly resist. Indeed, he doesn't. He gives me a final wink before addressing his squire. All right. I can see how amped up you are. Tell you what, let's get cleaned up and back to base, and I'll do some sets back home. Good enough? He holds out his hands up for the excited high fives from Zaria. I'm not sure if he's just really good with Zaria in particular, or if he just draws out the childlike manner of people. You're welcome to join us, but something tells me this might eat up the rest of the day. You think the need for that kind of punishment, Squire Stringer? He grins openly at me, and I can't help but return it. Perhaps next time, sir. I've built up an appetite, and I think I need a break. He doesn't seem disappointed in the slightest as he chuckles and pats my head. No worries, Squire Stringer. Rest is just as important. And call me Cyrox. We're all in the same pack, after all. I unmuss my hair and then start to put away the night talk into its case, for a thought strikes me. You can call me Corwan too, Cyrox. That's all right? He looks perplexed for a moment before thinking and then laughing heartily. Yes, Squire, that is Corwan. It's a formal thing with Drake Khan that often gets stuck in. However, yes, my packmate. Corwan it is. Damn his Dragon McCare smile. He truly makes everything feel so good it's impossible to resist the vibes he puts out. Now, let's hurry before Rikuza's slacking off. Can't let that insult taint my reputation. With another thunderous laugh, we both get back to packing up. I need to find more excuses to hang out with these energetic gym nuts. I still can't believe you did it. Oh, well, I mean, yeah, it's stupid. Insane, really, when you just say it out loud. Yeah, it is. But of all the things to do, why that? I don't know. He pauses and attacks long enough to give a jerking motion with the paw before leaping back as I lunge at him. I've just been as good. I mean, Eric's barely conscious, foaming at the mouth, but if I'd done that or blown him or something, I mean, yeah, it might have worked, but he might still have passed out or not been aware of what I was doing. I lower my arms for a moment as I recall how Brute looked, eyes roaring to his head, only on the edge of understanding what I was saying. No, it was dumb. But he needed to be aware of what he's doing, not just for ethical reasons. But I thought he needed to be participating in it. Eris considers it for a moment, lowering his guard. But Brute, though? He grimaces before resuming his stance, waiting for my next strike. Oh, believe me, if I had the choice between him or anyone else, it would have been him. Even the butcher would have been preferable. Now come on, enough warming up. Over the last few weeks, Eric's and I had got into a pretty good rhythm with our sparring. I can tell he definitely held back at first. Not that I have that luxury anymore. Now that we've gotten more comfortable with one another, Eric's has slowly become more relaxed and spars with me earnestly. His swings and blows now whistle past me with every near miss. The eventual impact send me flying. The first few times Eric's had knocked me over, he was beside himself, apologising over and over. It took a lot of reassurance I was not only okay, but perfectly happy with the harsh lessons. Knowing what his blows feel like incentivises me to not let them land. I know much better at avoiding or deflecting his strikes, though he still gets a few in. My stamina has also really increased, trying to keep pace with him. It's truly commendable just how tireless an onslaught the Urson system fighting style is. Eric's lot gives it all to overwhelmingly consistent blows. Yeah! I yell with effort as I thrust my sword towards Eric's side, getting close. He takes a firm step back and brings his own blade up to parry me just in time. Pushing me back, he creates room as he repositions himself to face me squarely. I know he's about to counter with a flurry of sweeping strikes to try to pin me down. It takes effort to move out of his range as well as avoid back into a corner. You have to try harder than that, Corwan. Huh. He lumbers forward with a follow-up swing, his huge arc giving me very little room to manoeuvre. I have to dive underneath, where a prepared kick rises to meet me. Fuck. I manage not to take the hit on the chin as I scramble to get out of his range and find a blind spot to land a blow of my own. How about this? I crouch as I lunge forward after circling Eric's, aiming at his feet to trip him. My reach doesn't quite find the mark. He hops and stumbles back before regaining his footing. Not yet. He grunts as he brings his arms up to cleave his sword down at me, trying to end this with a decisive strike. I have to abandon following through with my attack to roll out of the way. Even the steady action of his downward swing, Eric's is momentarily open. I shift to his side and launch another attack, trying to trip him again. I slap the back of his knees with my flat of my blade and push his right shoulder at the same time, trying to bring him down. It works somewhat. He teeters, arms spiralling. He manages to latch onto me and is flailing and we both end up going down. Oh, are you okay, Corwan? He's almost landed on top of me. However, he managed to brace his arms on either side of me. His body is flush with mine. I can feel the heat of him, even through our suits. As well as his... Yeah, Eric's, I'm good. Your actions are so good I didn't have much luck, eh? Almost, though. I grin at him. Even though our spars aren't as intense as the night-led training, we're still making progress in our own ways. Yeah, you did. He returns my smile, though he makes no effort to get to his feet. We're both panting. We've been at this for a while now, and I can smell him strongly with him so close. I squirm a bit as thoughts and blood rush elsewhere. Help me up? I plead in hopes he gets up before this becomes a problem. Oh, sorry. With surprising speed he gets off of me and then to his feet. His face is awash in red when he offers me a paw, not meeting my eyes. Yeah, I think I'm done. Do you want to shower up, or are you heading back home? I gesture over my shoulder in the general direction of the nearest showers. Thanks to one of Captain Jay's, apparently many, tips for top-tier squire living, we started using the training room and next-door shower that was seldom booked or even walked past. Although I've gotten used to having both my flaws and strengths shown in front of others, I appreciate the privacy we are afforded when trying to improve the former. The real benefit was for Eric's, one I presume might have been the reason Jays gave his secret spot away. With added pressure, he really comes out of his shell. Getting to know him more has been a treat. Oh, sure. Yeah, I need it. He nods and his ears wiggle. I've come to learn they do that when he's in a good mood. Any plans for the evening? I ask as I start to loosen my attire. As the mesh expands and reaches my skin from its flesh embrace, I can't help but heave a sigh of relief. As much as I understand the need for the body to be vacuum sealed once put on, spending a day in one makes you want nothing more to escape the confines entirely. I wonder if Commander Fenn feels the same way. That's why he was stripped down last night. Not that nudity is uncommon. He was in his own home and not in a workplace. It wasn't even inappropriate. I wonder if Calbex does, or rather did, the same before I was assigned to him, and he remains closed now for my benefit. Not that he seemed to mind when I bathed him, but that was a special situation. It wasn't sexy or anything. Who even was bigger between them? Not that I really looked, or even tried to. It's not like I did not look or anything. I mean, really, you have to see them hard to even start to cop. Corwan. I jolt, not realising Eric's had gotten so close. What's up? That's what I was going to do this evening. I said I'll think of my holoscreen interfaces to make them more optimal, like Kaminitis. But you were staring off into space and didn't respond. You only got really close and then you yelled. Oh. Yeah, sorry, Eric, I spaced out. It's a bad habit. Oh no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. He steps into the shower room and under the spray with a look of absolute bliss. I sheepishly join in the shower opposite and start lathering up. Wicked thoughts, Corwan. I shall scrub them out and... Are you thinking about the thing with Boot again? Whiplash. What? No, what? Oh, I'm so sorry. It's just that... His eyes dart away from my face, land into my lower half for a second where he looks away to the left, continues lathering himself. I'd not even realised I'd sported a half-mast all the way from the locker room to the shower. Fuck's sake. No, I wasn't thinking about that, Dick. I was thinking about others. Others? Dicks? No! Well, yes, but I didn't mean that even if I was... Foot. You remember Mouth. Doesn't help my own traitorous tourism going down at all either. Well, I think yours is very nice. Huh? I look over. With him turned away, I can peek and see I'm not the only one sporting wood. Oh. And because this is a YouTube, we are going to have to choose the "Not Tonight, Josephine" option. Probably just confused half of you with that line, haven't I? No, after everything that's happened recently, that's the last thing I need to indulge in. Oh, thanks, Eric's. Barrister got so worked up in front of you. Definitely need to handle this tonight, I think. He gives me a shy smile over his shoulder and nods, sure enough more of his own predicament. Yeah, I think so too. I turn my back to him to give him privacy. I focus on scrubbing clean and hope to calm myself down too. We finish up our shower. After toweling off, I start getting dressed. I wait for Eric to finish up in the dryer unit. He comes out looking extremely fluffed up. I chortle as he puts his clothes on. Alright, you said you're going to program your stick interface tonight. Yeah, I'll configure it differently. I don't need as many horror screens as the captain. Well, they're not yet, but Jade's really showed me how incredible they are at handling and reviewing a lot of data at once. I want to be a better, more capable squire to them. I think I ought to be able to do something similar. I nod. That makes total sense. I want the same, even if our roles are slightly different. He does give me more fuel to the thought that's been bubbling in the back of my head all day, though. Hey, Eric's. I might have something I'll need help with. Could do with some expertise in tech tinkering. I might have asked you for some help if I get stuck on it. He turns to me after putting on his jacket, beaming happily. Oh, sure thing. It'd be my honour to assist. Ask me any time. Great. Thanks, Eric's. Will do. We start head to the door. I definitely worked up an appetite. Hope Calbex feels the same because I'm cooking large tonight. As we reach outside, I know Eric's will bank off to the left and head towards Jade's abode, which is much closer to the KU complex than the other Knights' homes. I assume it's to have access to their workshop more readily. See you later, Eric's. Thanks again for the session. Yeah, thank you too. See you tomorrow. He turns and walks away. I do the same, thinking of what I'll make for dinner. When I get in and move towards the kitchen, I hear Calbex talking in his study. I haven't been in that room yet. I assume that the fact there might be classified documents or things not meant for Squire's eyes must be the reason. I consider knocking and asking what he wants, but I decide it's best not to interrupt if he's got the door closed. The temptation to cock an ear to the door and listen in exists, but hunger beats curiosity. Entering the kitchen, it's clear that Calbex was in the middle of cooking. There's a few bowls filled with chopped vegetables. Some minced meat has been browned is in another. A large pot is placed on the range. It has all the looking of a meat ragout, especially when I spot the pasta that has been made on the far counter. He made pasta? I'm impressed, curious. I don't recall this was a Lupine favourite. I'm not about to complain though, this is certainly one of mine, and it fits the bill for the filling meal I'm craving. With most of the prep work done, I decide to get stuck in. Sautéing the veg and preparing another pot for the pasta water, I start humming happily. Considering how not but a few hours ago I was on the floor feeling my KAU journey was about to end, things feel pretty good right now. You beat me to it. I jolt ever so slightly. He comes over to join me, looking a little sheepish. I was promised being a surprise. Since you continued, I guess you know what it is. Oh yeah, I do. We have. Well, used to. After this planet side back when I was a kid. Oh, that's good. I was looking up human comfort meals, and this one came high on the list. His tail slaps against me. He's come close as he lines up next to me and grabs the next batch of ingredients. You wanted to make me comfort food? Calbex doesn't initially answer, just keeps gently crushing the juicy fruit he's working on. Yes, I did. A knight has as much responsibility for the comfort and well-being of his squire as the opposite, after all. Oh yeah, I guess that's true. We fall into silent work. I feel like I'm holding my breath, fearful that it might break the spell of this moment. With just a few instructions and queries, we complete the cooking and then sit down to eat. I kind of wish he'd chosen a more complicated recipe so we could have spent longer on it, but we still have a lovely meal in front of us. Tangy. That is good. Though, I can see the messiness factor is high. I look up and almost burst out laughing at how much sauce covers his muzzle. Oh no, maybe not the best for your fur. He responds by lashing his tongue out to lick his stained fur. Withdrawing it with a satisfied smack of his lips, he continues. No, but worth it. I'm glad that you're more cheerful. He smiles shyly at me. I've come to treasure the times where he opens the door. I return the smile. Thank you, Calbex. This means a lot. Good food, good company and all that. He mumbles. He takes another more focused forkful, making sure to avoid splashback. So, how was your day? Anything of note? Right, yes. He takes a moment to wipe his mouth with a napkin before looking at me seriously. Yes, Commander Orion has been negotiating an early return to active duty for the unit. I almost dropped my fork. Huh, what? Isn't that too soon? Calbex folds his arms across his chest and looks out of the window. That was my opinion as well, along with some of the others. Then he's arguing the fact that since Moore performed so well assisting the Chimera, that it proves our weaknesses aren't an issue, and we have the best batch of squires yet. He shakes his head, looking down at the meal. It won't be immediate, and there's still plenty of things Commander will want to clear first. But Fan is very eager to get back into the fray. I stare at my own plate. Sure, I've been successful in that one battle. That isn't a sign of anything. Not really. What are the other parts of the unit? Which pact would he choose? Who do you think was ready? Don't worry, Corwan. We all train. It's all we can do until we are called on. We strive so others can survive. I look up at him as he says that. The way he worded it sounded more like a mantra, but it's not one I've heard in the KU lessons. That's a new one. He looks startled, meeting my gaze for a second before looking away, outside again. Yeah. It was something Colm used to say every time we flew out. He doesn't continue. I look out of the window too, but I get the feeling that neither of us are examining the yard. I think of how many have fallen, either from the plague overwhelming or in every frantic, desperate attempt to resist. I catch Calbex looking at me through the reflection in the glass. I like it. Something to always remember. The reflection gives a small smile. It feels like a ghost. Something's still out there, beyond my reach. At least at this moment. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to just finish this in my study. There's some stuff I still need to plan for the training. He mumbles as he stands and takes his plate. He's closing off, retreating. I instinctively reach out. Not to grab or to even stop him. I'm not sure what for. Raising his arm just to look at my indecision, he pauses. I'll see you in the morning. Yeah, good night, Corwan. Maybe not a full retreat. I watch him leave before staring down at my plate. I've lost my appetite, but I don't want to waste the meal we made together. I push through and finish it off. It really does taste good. I look out of the window again to the night sky. After cleaning my plate, I put away the pot. There are enough leftovers I won't have to cook tomorrow. Wiping down the surfaces and table, I make sure the room is presentable. For the final check, I turn off the lights and then make my way up to my room. My mind is still a whirlwind of thoughts as I walk through the door, but then my attention is grabbed by the breastplate on the desk. Oh, right. Yes, Corwan, Focus on what we can do. I slide into the seat and put my stick down, swiping the screen up and calling Maros. Maros appears on the screen, blinking blearily. Wonder what time it is there. Ah, shit. Sorry, Ma, did I wake you? No. I was just up late last night. Been working on something to present the KAU. Think it might be getting me out sooner. I still need to test the model. Oh, that's so cool. I want to hear all about it. I'll tell you once I get it sorted. Otherwise I'll just look like an idiot. I'll let you know right away, though. He smiles sleepily. I feel guilty that I haven't been keeping in touch with him as much as I should, even with everything going on. Well, we have right now. Speaking of idiots, Ma, I have to tell you something. Some crazy stuff went down. I'll tell you all about that, or at least as much as I can. First, though, can I ask you about a concept I want to look into? You're the best at cracking open the source code on stuff after all. Maros looks nervous but excited. Sure, if I can. What kind of mess you got yourself into now? I roll my eyes. It's not like I can even say he's wrong. Pulling the breastplate over, I tap the centre. I give Maros a sort of conspiratorial look reminiscent when we used to try to get into files we weren't clear to look at yet. Anything for an edge. Back then and now too. So, hear me out. See, you can always trust Calbex. It's nice to see Cyrox again there. It's always fun to voice if you haven't guessed from the way I'm doing him there. Yeah, that's the latest in Finite Space. As always, we'll be waiting for the next build to come out, and we'll carry on with that. And that was, I say, the 500th episode, or 500th video, I should say, on the channel. So what will 501 be? I'm not entirely sure. It at the moment is looking like it's going to be Burrows. We're going to round off Ken's route for now. We'll reach the end of his update. And we also have a new one I'm checking out. I will be looking at that tomorrow. And if I go ahead, that will be coming out on the channel soon. Let's see what else. We also have to do more Chenye. More socially awkward and echo and so on and so forth. There's lots of things coming up. I just never have them scheduled very much. But as always, people find out first on Patreon. And saying that thanks to all my donors on Ko-fi and Patreon. Yeah, these links are getting worse all the time. And a special mention to my top patrons: Andy Peng, Aaron Fox, Bastian, thank him for writing this. Bieka, Brian Hall, Gobus Visser, Dissonance, Zagzag, Grizz, Harvest Mouse Productions, Evan King, Kardec, Matt Kenya, Omar, Rafu, Spiderling, Samuto, Tiger Cub, Ramatarasu, Greylock, Hyperdefined, Larkaskerton, and Gracious Yevon. Special thanks to all of those. And if you want to join the Patreon, it's only $2 Canadian a month minimum, and also get you access to my Discord server, which is not super busy, but I'm planning something a little different. Maybe in a couple of weeks. It depends how things go. Yeah, just planning something for my patrons there, and hopefully that will be somewhat interesting. But until next time, thanks for watching in Finite Space. Bye for now.